So far in 2026, I'm up over $30,000 in profits from sports betting. I know it all sounds crazy, but once I break down the strategies that I use, it's actually not that complicated. The one I'm going to share with you today is called arbitrage betting. You've probably heard of it before, but you're essentially just betting both sides of a bet and guaranteeing yourself a profit. So a quick example here, let's just say LeBron James's line was at 23.5 points. What if FanDuel had his over at plus 130 and then DraftKings had his under at minus 110? If you just bet both sides there, make the payouts match, you will walk away with a risk-free profit. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about arbitrage betting. I'm going to do a full walkthrough with you guys of me placing an arbitrage bet, and then we're going to look at some guys in the community who do this, break down their arbitrage bets just to show you guys this is possible, and tons of people are doing this. You could be the next one, but let's just get right into it. So I really just have 3 simple rules you need to follow to make arbitrage betting as easy as possible. The first rule is to use the OddsJam Arbitrage Tool. If you try to find an arbitrage bet by yourself manually, it's going to take you forever. You're not going to know what market to look for. You're not going to know what sport to look for, what books are off. It's going to take you hours, and you're just not going to be efficient. With the OddsJam Arbitrage Tool, you're going to be able to lock in 10 times more bets, make 10 times more profits, and it's just going to be easier overall. And for the second step, you just have to remember, if the plus is bigger than the minus, you have an arbitrage opportunity. So let me break that down. Let's say the over is at plus 140 and the under is at minus 135. Well, since the plus is with the 140 and the minus is with the 135, the 140 is bigger than the minus 135. So that is an opportunity because that number is bigger. So like another example would be plus 160 for the over, minus 140 for the under. The 160 is bigger than the 140, so you have an opportunity at risk-free profit. So that's what you have to remember when you look at it. And for step 3, this is something that I've actually been getting a lot of questions, is when you see an arbitrage opportunity, how much do you know to put on there? Well, there's a few factors that go in there. To start, it all depends on what the books will let you get down, because some sports books limit you because they don't want you to get down that much money. So assuming you have fresh accounts and you can get down however much you want, it's really up to you on how much you want to place for these arbitrage bets. But let's just say we had $1,000 total. Let's say we placed like $500 on the over at, minus 110, and then let's just say the under was at plus 140. Well, then we would have to make the payouts match, so it'd be around $400 on the under, $500 on the over, and then once you make the payouts match on each book, you can lock it in, and then you can see what your risk-free profit is from there. So those are the quick 3 rules. 1, use the OddsJam Arbitrage Tool. Number 2, the plus is bigger than the minus, you're good to go. And 3, make the payouts match on both sides, so that way you can get your risk-free profit.
So with arbitrage betting, I would normally recommend to take a minimum percentage of 1% or higher when locking in an arbitrage bet, just to preserve your bankroll, but also to give you guys higher profits, because the higher the percentage of an arbitrage bet, the more profits you'll make. So you guys can see in this example, you have a 0.12%, 0.42%. I probably wouldn't normally take this, because if you were to put $1,000 on Louisville moneyline at minus 183 and then $545 on SMU at plus 184, that is only a 0.12% arbitrage bet. You'd only make $1 or $2 off of wagering $1,500. So these smaller percentages, I'd probably avoid them. Like I said, 1% or higher, just to give you guys a bigger profit margin and just to preserve your bankroll. But you can also see here with this arbitrage calculator, let's just say one of the odds for the over is at plus 130 and then the other one is under at plus 100. That is a 6% arbitrage bet, so your profit automatically goes higher just from wagering $215 because they have 100 on the over, 115 on the under. Just from wagering $215, you'll make $15 profit. That is way better than wagering the $1,500 that we saw earlier to make $2. So percentage does matter, just to preserve your bankroll and make you guys more profits. All right, before we dive too deep into it, I want to show you guys my OddsJam settings and filters, just so you can see how I have it all set up. So first, I have the arbitrage tool selected. You can see we have other tools that you can pick from, and then you can flip between pregame and live. And for my settings, I just have the sports books that I use, so I have my 7 selected. And then for date range, I usually do the next 7 days, just in case there's a good pregame bet that pops up in a few days. But other than that, nothing too crazy. I don't deviate to anything. Percentage, I just have it to wherever, and nothing with the minimum and maximum odds. So you guys can see nothing crazy there. And then what OddsJam is going to do is, based on the books I selected, it's going to find any arbitrage opportunity between these books spread out for the next 7 days. So there's a 0.46% arbitrage bet for tonight's game for college basketball, and it even goes for Saturday, February 21st for this UFC fight. So you can see these are the books I have access to, and OddsJam is simply just going to find the arbitrage opportunities. So I'm not actually going to lock in this arbitrage bet, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how I would do it if I were to actually place it, so you guys can see how it all works out. Because people see the results of an arbitrage bet, but they don't see the process of actually doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and run that for you guys here. Louisville versus SMU. We've already looked at this example, but I'm going to show you guys what it would be like if I was actually locking it in. And in this scenario, I'd actually prefer to do it on my phone, just because OddsJam has a cool one-click bet feature to where if I click bet, it takes me to the book, to the bet, and I can see the line and the odds. So like SMU plus 184, I can click on that right now. It's going to pull up FanDuel, and it's going to pull up the line and the odds. So you can see here, SMU moneyline plus 184, good to go. Now what we'll do is we'll go to the other side of the book. So Louisville moneyline is on Kalshi at minus 183 odds, because you can see if I click on Kalshi, it's going to pull up Louisville right away. And it's going to show it's at minus 178 odds, which is not minus 183. But the good thing about OddsJam is they already calculate the fees. Kalshi takes a fee every time you place a bet. So this says minus 178, but once you place the bet, it's going to come out to minus 183. So let's just say I were to put 500 bucks on Louisville moneyline. And then let's just say if I put it through the OddsJam Arbitrage Tool, it's going to tell me, hey, you need to put $272 down on the FanDuel side to make risk-free profit. So if I went over here to SMU, typed in 272, it actually gives me a max wager of 200. So this is also something important. Books will limit you if you win too much, so you will have to be careful and make sure you don't put too much on one side and not enough on the other. So if I know now my limit is $203 on FanDuel for SMU moneyline, I'm going to adjust that over here, 203. So now it's telling me, hey, you need $373 on the Kalshi side, and that's fine because Kalshi is a prediction market, so you can actually see how much liquidity you have. 1.4K is what I have, but I only need $373 to place. So now we would be good to go. I would click submit on Kalshi. I would click submit on FanDuel. And then the moment that both of these sides get accepted, I would basically lock in a free 67 cents. So since the profit is so small, this is exactly why I wouldn't lock it in, just because I don't want to wager $500 something to make 67 cents, because I know that once live betting starts, or if I just wait a little bit longer, there's probably going to be a better arbitrage opportunity. But I just wanted to show you guys a full walkthrough breakdown of how I would actually lock in this bet. So you can see I pulled up both books, I made the payouts match, and I was ready to submit both sides, and we would have made some risk-free profit. But I'm just going to go ahead and wait, whether it's pregame or live, of locking down a bigger arbitrage bet for more profits. If you guys want more arbitrage betting breakdowns, or if you just want to follow people who do this every day, see their process, see how they're doing for the month, I would recommend following the OddsJam Twitter/X page. It's a great way to engage with the community, see how it's done, and just see the proof every single day. So we can break down this arbitrage bet here. Looks like Ty locked in a risk-free $14.80. Let's see how he did it. So it looks like he bet on Akron's team total. He has the over 97.5 at plus 106 on FanDuel, and it looks like he has the under 97.5 at plus 125 on DraftKings. You can see this already checks off step number 2. The plus is bigger than the minus. Actually, in this case, there is no minus, which makes it even better, because if they're both plus, it's already there. The arbitrage bet is good. You just have to make the payouts match. So he bet $80 here on the over, and then he bet $70 on the under. So in total, he wagered $150, and you guys can see that the over ended up hitting, so it paid him out $164.80. Well, you just need to subtract it by both wager amounts. So the $164 minus $80 for the over, and then take it and subtract it by the $70 for the under. There's $14.80 left over, and that is his profit. It's a 9.8% ROI, which is actually pretty crazy, because he only bet $150 and he walked away with an extra 14 bucks. He didn't have to sweat anything. It didn't even matter if Akron won or if they went overtime. Like, the moment he locked in the over and the under, this bet was over. He didn't have to worry about anything because it was guaranteed profit. And there are guys who do this every single day. You can see here, if we scroll a little bit on the OddsJam page, our thief is up $11,000 in the month of January. He does trainings, great guy to learn from. And if you just keep scrolling, you can see more people. Someone's up $4,300 and keep scrolling. Dylan is up $40,000 this year. And the list just goes on, guys. There's endless people here who are just making risk-free profits every day. You can definitely do it too. You can join this community and the possibilities are endless.